Good morning. Welcome to Marriott MBA Today. I'm your host, Jordan Ellis, and I'm joined here today by Reece Ivins. Welcome, Reece.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Great. So we're inviting Reece to our show today to really just speak about Microsoft, why he chose Microsoft, and what he did during the summer, and what tips would he give incoming students who are looking at doing an internship with Microsoft. So Reece, why Microsoft?
Microsoft actually was a pretty easy sell for me. I've actually had my eye on them for a long time, and when I was looking at different graduate schools and different programs, I ended up having the Marriott School and another school on my radar, and it came down to companies that had relationships with the universities. It ended up being that BYU had the relationship with Microsoft, and that was actually a big selling point for me. Part of it's that it's tech. It moves fast. It's high energy. It's, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, if you're not paying attention, then you just die. So you have to be on your toes. And I feel like Microsoft has been around for almost 40 years now, is really on the top of its game, especially now with new product rollouts and everything. So I was really excited about that. And the last would probably be location. The Seattle area is a fantastic place to raise a family. My wife and I had visited there before and thought it was fantastic. And all of our expectations were met. We had really enjoyed our time there.
Excellent. What exactly did you do this summer? What kind of things or projects that you were working on?
Cool. So I was actually a human resources business partner, which the gist of that is that I work with a specific business group within the company to meet their business goals from the HR and human capital perspective. So Microsoft does a massive company-wide annual review process. They call it calibration. We actually go through every single employee, talk about every single employee, and fit them into the system, see what their performance was, not only what they did, but how they did it, so who they interacted with and how they felt about it, and versus their peers. So it's a very competitive, but very positively competitive. No one was doing things to try to get ahead of anybody else. More, we're trying to do the best job we can with the resources we have. I also worked in diversity and inclusion, which is something that I was brand new to. I'm the average BYU student, married white guy, married 2 kids, and it makes a big difference to go into a company that has a lot of diversity needs and a diversity perspective. And I actually got to participate in that conversation and do some analysis on what the needs were in the business group I was in. And then last was I actually worked in strategic alignment for the HR department I worked in. It's about 22 people for a division of about 1,800 people. And I actually got to set up how the work was going to get done, what was going to be measured, what were the metrics, what were the accountabilities and everything. So it was solid business HR work. It wasn't fluff. It was actually very challenging and a great opportunity.
Was it everything that you could have hoped for?
It pretty much was. It was I think a lot of others will say this as well. It's kind of a choose your own adventure. It was They'll give you work, but they're going to see what you can do with it. And I had the opportunity to ask for more work, challenge and push back on different projects and say, this is probably not the best way to do this. What if we look at it this way? And I had a lot of freedom to make those decisions and do the work and produce some really great stuff.
Well, it sounds like you had a really interesting and challenging internship at the same time.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I would recommend it to anybody.
Great. So what are some tips that you would give incoming students or first years who may be deciding to try to apply for Microsoft?
Microsoft, it's a fantastic company, and they're very highly competitive. They're one of the interesting companies in tech that is not just competing on one thing. They're competing with everybody. If you see a tech company out there, there's a product that Microsoft has that they're trying to compete with. So business acumen is a big deal. You can't just come in with a singular focus on, I'm an HR person or I'm a finance person. I'm a business person, and I need to understand where the money's coming from, how I can help the bottom line, and being able to deliver on that. That's a big deal. So business acumen's a big thing. And I think in general, I think anyone could say this about almost any company, is know what you want and go for it. Recruiters aren't stupid. Recruiters are just like us. They're going to look at you and say, this person really wants to be here, or they just kind of are looking for an internship. So have passion towards what you want to do. Have passion for anything you're going to go do, and it shows, and they love that. Because if I'm interviewing you and you like what I do already, that's definitely going to help your case. It's like, man, this guy really likes what I like. So,
well, great, Reece. Thank you for sharing your insights and advice on Microsoft. Thank you for watching Marriott MBA Today. We hope to see you next time. Thank you.